This guy is an idiot.
Yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory.
Oh my God, this is just.
Missing them by a very small amount.
There was so much blood. He's saying something that didn't happen.
Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out.
This is just awful. I cannot believe people fall for this idiot.
I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to
Thank God, though. God, because of God. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you, God. Oh, yes, you are. Oh. Why is this getting bigger?
And I'll tell you.
Next thing you know, he's going to come out with a pillow. Of God. Oh, yes. That's it. That's it. God didn't think to stop the shooter and like talk to him and be like, don't go do this shooting, my son. God thought he'd do it this way.
Over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment. Probably was. When I rose, surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great, great sorrow. I could see that on their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over, but I could see it, and I wanted to do something to let them know I was okay.
I love how he says, I'll tell this story once, but I'll never tell it again. Because it's just so fucking stupid. He won't be able to get it right twice. Here we go.
Once my clenched fist went up, and it was high into the air, you've all seen that. The crowd realized I was okay and roared with pride for our country like no crowd I have ever heard before.
Where was he? Because that's not what happened.
Never heard anything like
That's not what happened. The crowd wasn't roaring.
For the rest of my life, I will be grateful for the love shown by that giant audience of patriots.
Tens of thousands of people were there.
That fateful evening in Pennsylvania. Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow Americans, Corey. Compare it to
How?
Unbelievable person, everybody tells me.
Unbelievable person, everybody tells him.
And seriously wounded, two other great warriors.
Two others.
Spoke to them today. David Dutch and James Copenhaver. Two great people.
Great people. Yeah,
I also spoke to all three families of these tremendous people. Our love and prayers are with them.
Why does he keep doing that?
Always will be. We're never going to forget them. They came for a great rally. They were serious Trumpsters, I want to tell you. They were serious Trumpsters and still are. Unfortunately, we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody. Was accompanied by his
He had five family members.
incredible woman I spoke to today, devastated.
Incredible. Everybody's incredible.
He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was.
God, he's such an idiot. God, he's such an idiot. He was a volunteer fireman. What's he doing now? He's gonna go hug it. And he kissed it. He kissed it. Oh my God, this guy is such a fucking idiot. Oh my God, he's an idiot. What? Is there something in my head?
I want to thank the fire department and the family for sending his helmet, his
He kissed it.
and it is just something that they're going to do something very special when they get it. But we did something which cannot match what happened.
His name isn't spelled right.
But I am very proud to say that over the past few
The name
days,
isn't
we
spelled
raised
right.
$6.3 million.
It's Comperatore. Why isn't his name spelled right on the flyer?
For the
On
families
the.
of David, James,
Oh my God.
and Corey, including from a friend of mine who's, hold up, he sent me a check right here, I just got it. $1 million.
$1 million, huh?
From Dan Newman, thank you, Dan. And again, when speaking to the family, I told
Yeah,
them,
it's spelled wrong.
we'll be sending you a lot of money, but it can't come. They all said the same thing. You're right, sir. We appreciate so much what you're doing, but nothing can take the place of Corey and the other two.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Very serious.
You guys, this is bullshit. That is spelled incorrectly. Comparator is spelled incorrectly on the bottom of this jacket. This has to backfire, right? I can't be the only one that knows this. Oh, that was a much quicker moment than people were expecting.
This is the
Look at those fake women. Look at how they all look this.
And this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody else.
Kisses the fire helmet. Thank you. We love Trump. Thank you. They can't even get it right. Oh my God.
Our resolve is unbroken and our purpose is unchanged to deliver a government that serves the American people better than ever before. Nothing will stop me in this mission because our vision is righteous and our cause is pure. No matter what obstacle comes our way, we will not break, we will not bend, we will not back down, and I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country.
Oh my God. That has to backfire. Seriously. You want to talk about disrespectful? That bullshit, him kissing the fucking helmet, is.
All of the energy and fight in my heart and soul, I pledge to our nation tonight. Thank you very much. I pledge that to our nation. And for our nation,
Why does he do that all the time? You know, like somebody on meth. It's funny too. The people keep laughing at him. They think he's making jokes, but he's not.
This election should be about the issues facing our country.
Oh, let's see. You're gonna actually talk about issues?
Successful, safe, free, and great again.
Really, I haven't heard him actually talk about a single issue other than the border.
In an age when our politics too often divide us, now is the time to remember that we are all fellow.
He is clearly, like, he is so much different when he's reading something.
Indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
When he's not going off the fucking shooting from the hip. Why is he so orange? I don't know. Do you like his bandage? How his bandage just keeps getting bigger?
Political disagreement, which is what's been happening in our country lately at a level.
You like that? What bandage?
In that spirit,
What bandage? I don't know what you're talking about. It's barely noticeable.
Weaponizing the justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy.
Oh my God, he is so bad. Now they're all gonna stand up.
Especially since
That guy.
is not true. In
That
fact,
guy is
I
a
am
piece
the
of
one
shit.
saving democracy for the people of our country.
Oh, he's the one saving democracy for everyone.
And very big news, as you probably just read, On Monday, a major ruling was handed down from a highly respected federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon.
Highly. Why does he do that?
The fake documents case against me
The fake documents
were
case.
totally unconstitutional, and the entire case
Oh,
was thrown out.
it was unconstitutional. Not that you didn't do it, that how they got it was unconstitutional. He's a criminal. Okay, my wife has a question for you. She wants to know why you hate Trump. Are you not looking?
They should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I've been going through for approximately 8 years.
He's a fucking just.
That is worthy of our people. We're going to win it anyway.
What? Nate, tell me one thing he said. People are actually wearing bandages.
Deeply honored to be joined by my amazing wife, Melania.
Robot. Is she gonna get up and come on stage? The robot? I haven't heard her talk in years. Hello. 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 Hello.
And Melania, thank you very much. You also did something really beautiful, a letter to America calling for national unity, and it really took the Republican Party by surprise. I will tell you, it was beautiful.
Oh my God, this guy is so. Ugh. How do you watch this guy and think, yeah, that's my guy?
Very serious people said that we should take that letter and put it as part of the Republican platform. That would be an honor.
Some very serious people said that. She's not even real, just an AI. In the video scene that are messed up, she's fake. I think I've said it since she disappeared.
Family for being here. Don, Kimberly, Ivanka and Jared, Eric and Lara.
Jared Kushner is one of the biggest piece of shits in the world.
And of course, my 10 wonderful grandchildren, you saw a few of them up there on my lap before. And how good was Dana? Was Dana good?
Fuck Dana White. Oh, Dana White is so awful. Racist piece of shit.
The only vacation he's had in about maybe ever. 10 years with his wife, very far away. I won't tell you where, but very, very far away. Beautiful place.
Yeah? Is that where he smacked the shit out of her?
And he said, yeah, I won't be able to do it. This is many, many years. I promised my wife I can't do it. And they came in, they said, Dana won't be able to do it. Because he was my first, second, and third choice. You know, that's too bad. I understand he's away, and it's good for him. And that was it. About 30 minutes later, she came back in, sir. Dana just called. He's going to do it. And his wife, she said, you can't turn him down. You just can't do it. You have to go. That's a good wife.
Oh my God. I hate this man so much. Why are so many of these fake people, why do they all have white teeth in their front? And then as soon as you get here, they're all gross. Like they don't brush their teeth. It's so weird. Like, my teeth are the same color all the way back. Why do so many of these people have whites in the front?
I want to be a part, because Kid does this great song, Big, Big Monster song. I had no idea. He became a friend of mine over the last 10 years. And he's amazing. Everyone loves him. I didn't even know how big he was. He has rallies, 35, 40,000 people he gets every time he goes out. I think he's making so much money, he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. You want to... And then we have my other friend, and I've known him so long, and we took that song, and it was a big success, but we made that.
What song?
Of great songs to America. That was #1 on the chart recently, #1. So.
What song is he talking about?
Greenwood, very special, beautiful person. He's a beautiful man.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful man.
They all wanted to be here. They called, and how about the Hulkster? How good was he? Listen.
Fucking Hulk Hogan. Fuck you, Hulk. You just lost me. You used to be my hero, Hulk Hogan. And now you're just another piece of shit.
You know, they may call that entertainment. I know about entertainment, but when he used to
Isn't it weird how I've been telling you? It was a blade job. His ear was a blade job, WWE style blade job. And here we go.
But he is one strong son of a gun. I would tell you, I watched it many times. There aren't a lot of entertainers that can do that, right? Fantastic.
Blade the ear.
Followed by.
Why is?
What was that all about? Boy, that was good. I didn't want to really come up here. But he was so great, and he's such a good young man. He went through a lot of trouble, and Don last night was incredible. They went through so much trouble. They got subpoenaed more than any people probably in the history of the United States every week.
More than any people in the history of the United States.
Democrats.
That's all he ever says. Why do all three of these guys look exactly alike? Why do the wives look exactly the same?
They've got to stop that because it's destroying our country.
Destro-
We have to work on making America great again, not on beating people. And we won. We beat them and all. We beat them on the.
We gotta work on making it great again, not beat. And we beat them.
The time that you have to spend, if they were to put that genius to helping our country, we'd have a much stronger and better country.
We have a good country. This notion that this guy keeps selling us that our country sucks, and these people all clapping about it is so weird.
And Jason, the biggest star in country music, Jason, thank you for being here. Jason, thank you very much. He's good.
It's good.
I like his wife even better, by the way. She's here. Thank you, Jason. I'm thrilled to have a new friend and partner fighting by my side. The next Vice President of the United States, the current Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance.
Okay, so JD is one of those guys where when he smiles, his back teeth are all gross. His front teeth are white, but his back teeth are all gross. If you see him smile from the side, you'll see it. Why? Oh, look at that bromance going on there.
He's going to be a great Vice President. He's going to be great with this country and with this movement. Greatest movement in the history of our country. Make America
Greatest movement in the history of the country.
We're going to try and stop MAGA. I said, MAGA is making America great again. What are you going to stop? There's nothing to stop.
What are you going to stop? There's nothing to stop.
Oh, that's right.
He's so fucking weird.
And all of the people that did try and fight it have failed. But he's going to be with us for a long time, and it was an honor to select him. Great student.
It was an honor to select him.
Student at Yale. They met at Yale. These are two smart people.
Oh, he's a Yalesman. He's a Skull and Bones man.
Enjoy the ride.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense or anything, right? It's more just coincidence. Vice President is a Skull and Bones man.
Thank you to the extraordinary people of Milwaukee and the great state of.
He said where we are. Yay! That's us. We're Milwaukee. Yay!
You are so easy to spot. And Green Bay's going to have a good team this year, right? They're going to have a good team. They're going to have a good team. Most
He's
of the
just trying to
audience
touch
doesn't like it, but it's true. You're going to have a very good team this year. And by the way, Wisconsin, we are spending over $250 million here, creating jobs and other economic.
We're spending. Who is
all over the place.
we?
I hope you will remember this.
You're not a part of the government.
Give us your vote. I am trying to buy your vote.
He is spending over $250 million here to try to get jobs? How? This is fucking ridiculous.
Wisconsin, great again. We're gonna make it.
Because Wisconsin's not great. It has to be great again.
Mr. Governor, thank you very much.
Mama, no, wait.
Is it
I'm
on?
here tonight to lay out a vision for the
Yeah.
whole nation.
Is it a
Why is my
debate?
pillow here?
What do you mean? What pill? This is my new ear bandage.
Is it a debate?
No, it's a RNC. It's just
Oh.
or Hispanic.
Okay.
so people
go.
are wearing in the crowd are wearing bandages on their
Oh my
ears
God.
as a
Go.
sign of solidarity.
Go.
We will
Go.
Americans knew how to
Aw, little chunk of my ear is
never seen
gone.
before. We were right there in the first term.
So he brought a fireman's outfit on and walked over and kissed the helmet for the guy that been killed, except the name on the bottom of the thing was spelled wrong. That's super respectful, huh?
You did a great job. Never got credit for that.
Make America great again, because America's not great.
So many things.
What a horrible thing to say. I'm surprised this isn't more.
Regulation cuts ever. The creation of Space Force, the rebuilding of our military. We did so much.
Space Force, and we rebuilt the military. The military wasn't a thing.
Right to try is a big deal. We got right to try. They were trying to get that for 52 years. Somebody is terminally ill, and hopefully there's nobody in this audience, but it does happen a lot. They're terminally ill and they can't use our new space age drugs and other things that we are aware have. We have the greatest doctors in the world, the greatest.
We have the greatest doctors in the world, but we need to make our country great again.
For 52 years, wasn't that easy?
Our country's broken. Our doctors are great.
Right.
Didn't want to do it because it didn't work. People are pretty far down the line for death. They didn't want to do it. The doctors didn't want to have it on their records, so I got everybody into an office. 52 years they tried. Sounds simple, but it's not. And I got
What's he
them to agree that somebody that needs it will, instead of going to Asia or Europe or someplace, or if you have no money, going home and dying, just die. I got them to sign an agreement, agree to it, where they're not going to sue anybody. They're going to get all of this stuff. They're going to get it really fast and
What are you talking about?
saving thousands and thousands of lives. It's incredible.
What did he just say? They're gonna get what?
Feeling. Under our leadership, the United States will be respected again.
Right, because we're not respected.
No enemy will doubt our might. Our borders will be totally secure. Our economy will soar. We will
How?
restore law and order to our streets, patriotism to our schools, and importantly, we will restore peace.
This is hilarious. I gotta see this.
Harmony all
Please,
throughout the
Shut up!
But to achieve this future, we must first rescue our nation from failed and even incompetent.
I agree. Sometimes he rambles on, but man, you gotta accept it. He will be your president. That's not the question, and I already know he's gonna win.
Under the current administration, we are indeed a nation.
I knew he was gonna win after he lost the first one.
Crisis that is making life unaffordable, ravaging the incomes of working and low-income families,
What?
and crushing.
It's your tax cuts.
Simply crushing our people like never before. They've never seen anything like it.
Never seen anything like it.
We also have an illegal immigration.
Brian Wallace is still alive. That's sad. Why would you know who he is or that he's still alive?
This beautiful
Brian Wallace is a piece of shit.
massive invasion at our southern border that
Oh,
has
and so is Jillian. Jillian's a fucking pedophile. Good thing she acknowledged it was her. Ugh.
Nobody's ever seen anything.
Stay away from that shit.
Then there's an international crisis.
Fucking pedophiles.
Which the world has seldom been part of. Nobody can believe what's happening. War is now raging in Europe and
Yeah,
the Middle East.
you mean
A
Israel
growing
killing people?
specter of conflict hangs over Taiwan, Korea, the Philippines, and all of Asia. And our planet is teetering on the edge of World War III.
Oh my gosh.
And this
No
is
fear
like
propaganda.
No other war because of weaponry. The weapons are no longer army tanks going back and forth shooting at each other. These weapons
Space Force.
are obliteration.
These weapons are
This
obliteration.
administration can't come close to solving the problems. We're dealing with very tough, very fierce people. They're fierce people.
Who? Who?
And we
What?
don't have fierce people.
What are you
We
talking
have
about?
people that are a lot less than fierce, except when it comes to cheating on elections and a couple of other things. Then they're fierce.
What is he talking about? I thought, and see, Biden took all his anti-Trump stuff down.
To the great people of America. I will
So this is the guy that lost the first election by 2.7 million votes.
and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
What? And all these people
In
are
the
standing
United
up and
States.
cheering because we're gonna drill, baby, drill.
To lower the cost of oxygen.
It's insane. Real pedos come through to your videos. I think you offended them, and get them all worked up. Well, they know if I get any sort of power, they're gonna all die.
Believe what they do. But by doing that, we will lead a large-scale
Alright, you're too
decline in
loud down
prices.
here. You gotta
Prices
go
will start to come down. Energy raised it. They took
Hang
our
on.
energy policies of
Take this with
and
you.
immediately went
I'm
back to
listening
normal
to
by
the
that time.
kids now.
Okay. Yes. Alright.
Keep talking. You're on.
Oh. So, I don't know if the live feed is filled with a bunch of chimpanzees or not. 'Cause I've been upstairs with the kids. I wasn't watching the convention because, first of all, I didn't know it was on. I don't even know what channel he was watching it on. But I was sitting with the kids. Hey, I just put channel 4 on. What the fuck? I don't know if it's channel 4 or channel 2. Sure WDID has it though. Oh my god, this dude is so gross. Fucking hate him. I can't believe people actually like him. Beating China at levels that were incredible.
We'll do it again, but we'll do it even better. I will end the illegal immigration crisis by closing our border and
Finishing the wall. Most of which is already built. Another lie. Most of the wall is not built.
On the wall, we were dealing with a very difficult Congress.
A very difficult Congress.
That's okay, we won't go to Congress. I call it an invasion. We gave the military almost $800 billion. I said, I'm going to take a little of that money because this is an invasion. We built most of the
An invasion. We're being invaded.
We're using the funds because
Oh my god.
what's better than that? We have to stop the invasion.
Oh, the invasion.
Oh, we're being
It's
invaded.
gonna work.
Hundreds of thousands of people a year.
Finish building wall that's mostly built already. It's mostly
Every
built.
international crisis that the current administration has created,
Go away, pedo.
including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president, and the war caused by the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president.
yes.
Iran was broke. Iran had no money.
Iran did not do that.
$50 billion. They made it all over the last 2.5 years.
So I knew he couldn't do anything but this kind of shit.
Blame people, tell lies. He's so
And they had a
full of shit.
congressman who was a Democrat say, well, whether you like him or not, Iran was broke dealing with Trump. I told China and other countries, if you buy from Iran, we will not let you do any business in this country, and we will put tariffs on every product you do send.
You did that.
Of 100% or more.
You did that.
And they said to me, well, I think that's about it. They weren't going to buy any oil. And they were ready to make a deal. Iran was going to make a deal with us. And then we had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again.
So again, this guy lost the first election by 2.7 million votes and then cheated
And they took
to get
off
put
all the
in.
sanctions, and they did everything possible for Iran. And now Iran is
They did
very close
everything
to
possible
having a
for
nuclear
Iran.
weapon, which would have never happened. This is a shame. What
This would have never happened.
This administration is
So
doing.
again, so
Worldly and great with the foreign leaders when he was president, right?
so Biden took down all of his Trump did this and Trump did that commercials and shit.
I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time.
Yeah,
Damage that he's done.
you started going and you forgot that you're not supposed to be doing this, huh?
Together we will.
I only used it once.
Vision, strength, competence, and we're going to have a thing called common sense, making most of our decisions actually.
No, so now it's common sense. Okay. Has he said anything?
does.
We had the most secure border and best economy in the history of our country.
Oh
We-
my God.
We
No.
had the greatest economy
No, we didn't.
of the world.
No, we
We
didn't.
have never done anything like it.
We just
We're
didn't.
beating every country, including China, by leaps and bounds. Nobody had seen anything like it.
In that short 4 years.
Incomes were going. Nobody can believe it. You can't believe what happened 4 years ago is happening now in reverse.
What?
And the world
What is he talking about?
Inflation has been a killer for our country. No matter what you make it doesn't matter because inflation is eating you alive. People that were putting away money.
So you didn't have inflation?
It's the highest they've ever made, but they were putting away a lot of money. Now they are just being destroyed. They're not putting away anything.
They're just
Barely
being
going into savings
destroyed.
accounts. They're taking out their money to
What
because of
is he
inflation.
talking
Inflation,
about?
it's called a country buster. You can go back to Germany from 100 years ago. You can go back to any country that suffered great
Germany
inflation.
100
We've
years
suffered
ago.
the worst inflation we've ever had. But go back and see what's happened to those countries. We've had the worst inflation we've ever had under this person.
What are you talking about?
4 years.
I seen a video that Biden was saying nice things about Trump. I was like, right, that's how it got switched.
It's been a tremendous failure. Today our cities are flooded with illegal aliens. Americans are
Flooded
being
with
squeezed
illegal
out of
aliens.
The labor force and their jobs are taken. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens.
107% of the jobs that are created are taken by illegal aliens.
The black population and the Hispanic population because
Right.
they're taking the jobs from our black population.
So
Oh my
illegal
gosh.
aliens who are picking fruit and shit
From unions.
Those aren't from white people. They're
are taking jobs
from
away from
Mexicans and
blacks and Mexicans, and that's an okay thing to say?
Thank you very much.
Are you fucking kidding me that this man gets away with saying these things?
But people are getting fired over saying they wish the shooter didn't miss.
Right.
People are losing their jobs because they're posting that on Facebook.
Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. We're going to be a great nation again.
We weren't great. We've only been great when Trump was in office.
Yep.
It's the only time we were ever great. Because before he was in office, we were trying to make America great again.
Every disaster we are now enduring will be fixed, and it will be fixed very, very quickly.
Very, very quickly.
Tonight, whether you've supported me in the past or not, I hope you will support me in the future because I will bring back the American dream. That's what we're going
So-
to do.
Now you're going to bring back the American dream.
His vice
Look at this kid.
Great humility.
was running mate
I am asking you to be
went on record
excited
saying women that are
about the
in
future of
abusive
our country.
relationships need to stay in them. The dude who chose, yeah. Oh,
For
he's
what?
a piece of shit.
He's one of
Because
those
they
guys
need
that when he
to
smiles,
oil.
his front like 6 teeth are white, and then his back ones are all yellow and gross.
Oh, look at all of those big networks. Look at them. They're all here.
Yeah.
But every
It's
one
'cause
of
you're so
them
wonderful.
has said this would be the most organized, best run, and most enthusiastic convention of either party that they've ever seen.
It's ever seen. It's the ever one, the best ever in the history of the United States. Yep.
And it's true.
And it's true. Every single. Wait, look. You see all the black people there? Look at how there's nobody. Areas. That's weird, huh?
Better finish strong. Otherwise, we'll blow it, and we can't let that happen. Now, this was great. All of the great people that spoke, and everybody hit a home run.
Just great. Just great. Great. He doesn't have a thesaurus at home.
Every single
Great.
person.
It's great.
I refuse to be the only one. Don't do that to me. They're already getting ready. Say I gave them an idea.
What?
Now,
What is he
this
talking
was a
about?
great convention. This was. I think we're actually going to go home and miss it. You know, usually with a first of all, look at these crowds. You've never had this at a convention.
You've never had this before. Never. No. Just don't show over here and back here, and don't show up top, because those seats are empty.
Love. It's about love. This week,
It's about love.
the entire Republican Republican Party has formally adopted an agenda for America's renewal, and you saw that agenda.
An America's renewal.
Compared to the long, boring, meaningless agendas of the past.
Agendas.
Democrats, they write these things that are hundreds of pages long, and they never read them after they're done.
What? What are you talking about?
Because they're pretty bad. It's a series of
He doesn't read shit.
promises that we will swiftly implement when you give us a Republican House.
So for 4 years, you're going to talk shit about Trump, or we will see 2020 except Trump. I'm going to talk shit about him, just like I talk shit about every president in office. More importantly, I'm going to talk shit.
Many senators here. And senators
To backfire on him. I think the fact that he kissed the fire emblem on the jacket that wasn't spelled correctly, that's going to backfire.
fast enough. We have to get it done.
Oh, here we go again.
Let's get economic relief to our citizens. Starting on day one, we will drive down prices and make America affordable again. We have to
How?
make it affordable. It's not
How? How are you going to drive down prices? What is your actual plan for that?
Administration,
Doesn't have
Our
that
current
power.
administration, groceries are up 57%,
How would you
gasoline
know?
is up 60 and 70%, mortgage rates have quadrupled.
Gas prices are the same as they were when he was in
What
office.
they are because you can't get the money anyway. You can't buy houses. Young people can't get any financing to buy a
What
house. The
are
total
you
household costs
talking about?
have increased an average of $28,000 per family under this administration. Republicans have
So by him
inflated
not saying Biden's name, somehow that's better?
very
Yeah.
rapidly by slashing
No.
energy.
By slashing energy costs. How?
Drilling.
Any other
By
country
drilling.
far. We are a nation that has the opportunity to make an
Oh, there's the black guy. There's a black woman too. Whoa, we got two in a row.
China does it. Under the Trump administration, just 3.5 years ago, we were energy independent.
No,
But
we
soon,
weren't.
we will actually be better than that. We will be.
Gas
energy
prices were not the same under
self-sufficient.
Trump. $2 again. No, gas prices dropped for a minute during Trump, but by the time his presidency was over, they were as high as they are now.
We will reduce our debt 30, and we will also reduce your taxes still further.
How?
Just
And by the
rich
way, they want to
people.
raise your taxes 4 times. Think of it. And all my life, I grew up watching politicians. I always loved politics. I guess I was on the other side. I've watched and they were always talking about, we will give you a tax cut. We will give you a tax cut. My whole life, I was watching, I will give you a tax cut. Right, Mr. Congressman? That's all they talked about. This is the only administration that said, we're going to raise your taxes by 4 times what you're paying now. And people are supposed to vote for them?
What?
I've never heard it.
What are you talking about?
We're going to reduce your taxes still further. We gave you the biggest one, as I said. We're going to give you more. And it's
Who?
going to lead to tremendous
Who
growth
got a big tax
in
cut?
our country. That's what's
We didn't.
Rich people. He's not
He's
talking to
not.
the average
He's
person.
not making any sense.
ridiculous and actually incredible waste of taxpayer dollars that is fueling the inflation crisis. They spent trillions of
The
dollars.
waste of taxpayer dollars is fueling inflation?
It's a scam. And that's caused tremendous
What?
inflationary pressures in addition to the cost of energy.
My audio is going out. Gee, that's weird. You're freezing and lagging. Gosh, that's weird. I let you see your version of what a good president is, not just being serious because you're more advanced and some people makes a good president.
Green new scam ideas.
Meaningless green new scam ideas.
And I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day 1.
What?
Thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now.
The U.S. auto industry is about to be obliterated too.
Right, from the electric vehicle, so he's going to get rid of the electric vehicle mandate.
Obliterated. Everything is
And
obliterated.
right now, as we speak, large factories just started are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things happening on our border, and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country. No tax, no anything.
Our border is being built by China?
For allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto Workers should be fired immediately. And every single auto worker, union and non-union, should be voting for Donald Trump because we're going to bring back car manufacturing and we're going to bring it back
What?
fast. They're building some of the largest auto plants anywhere in the world. Think of it.
They
In the world.
who?
We're going to bring it back. We're going to make them. We don't mind that happening, but those plants are going to be built in the United States, and our people are going to man those plants.
Says who? How are you going to make the companies that built the factories in other countries?
By giving those rich
Okay, listen.
tax breaks.
Wait. So they're going to put 100 to 200% tariff on each car. Who do you think pays for that?
We have long been taken advantage of by other countries. And think of it, oftentimes these other countries are considered so-called allies. They've taken advantage of us for years.
Not like Israel, though.
We lose revenue, they gain everything, and wipe out our businesses, wipe out our people.
Not
I stopped
Israel.
it for 4 years, I stopped it. And we're really ready to make changes like nobody had seen before. And remember, USMCA.
What do you expect me to do about the audio going out, you dumb fuck?
USMCA, which is, they say, the best trade deal ever made.
The best trade deal ever made.
Actually, probably the best trade deal was the deal I made with China, where they buy $50 billion worth of our product. They were buying nothing. They buy $50 billion worth. They had to. But I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even mention it, frankly. Because
What?
the virus.
The China virus.
Oh
Oh my God.
He is such a piece of
We will
shit.
not let countries come in, take our jobs, and plunder our nation. They come into they plunder our nation. The way they will sell their product in America is to build it in America. Very simple. Build it in America and only in America.
So we as Americans are only allowed to buy products that are built here? What? USA! USA! I know those letters! USA!
And this very simple formula, and Congress has to go along with us, and they will. This very simple formula will create massive numbers of jobs.
Which formula is this?
Industry again, and many, hundreds of thousands of
Hundreds of thousands of
So many
jobs.
over the years. If you go back
Hundreds of
45
thousands.
years, they've stolen going to China and Mexico about 68% of our auto industry manufacturing.
They who?
We're going to get them all back, every one of them.
What is he fucking talking about?
Plan for economic relief are massive tax cuts for workers that include something else that's turned out to be very popular, actually. Here it's very popular in this building and all those hotels that I saw that are so nice. I'm staying in a nice room. It's called no tax on tips. No tax on
That's something that's always been. What do you mean you're gonna change it? That's always been the way. No tax on him.
I got that by having dinner recently in Nevada where we're leading by about 14 points.
Why does he do that?
I'll see you there very soon, everybody. And we're having dinner at the beautiful restaurant in the Trump building on the strip. And it's a great building. And the waitress comes over. How's everything going? A really nice person. How's everything going? Oh, sir, it's so tough. The government's after me all the time on tips.
That's what the waitress said to him at dinner one day.
She said, actually, I didn't know this. She
Which
said,
formula? I'm not sure either, but it's working. I can hear you now, so my bad. It was on my end. Yes, yeah, sure.
They don't believe anything we say, and they've just hired, as you know, 88,000 agents to go after them even more.
What is he talking about?
No, I didn't hear that.
And I said, this shows the level of, most people go out, they hire consultants, they pay them millions of dollars. But I said,
Wasn't he talking about
just asking questions.
tips?
Would you be happy if you had no tax on tips? She said, what a great idea. I got my information from a very smart waitress. That's better than spending millions of dollars.
He got his information from a very smart waitress.
Waitresses and caddies and drivers and everybody's a large.
Waitresses and caddies and drivers. You know, those people we all frequent every day.
Let them keep their money. I'm going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Democrats are going to destroy Social Security and Medicare because all of these people, by the millions, they're coming in.
Biden said he was going to tax the rich so he could fix Social Security.
And you're not able to afford it. They are.
What's your plan?
destroying Your Social Security
Get
and
rid
your
of
Medicare.
the
Under my plan,
hundreds of
incomes
thousands
will
of
skyrocket,
immigrants that are
inflation will
pouring in
vanish
and stealing
completely,
our money.
jobs will come roaring back.
The black jobs,
and the
though.
middle class will
Not your
prosper
jobs.
like never, ever before, and we're going to do
Well,
it
if they don't
very
pay into
rapidly.
the tax system, then
What the
Social
fuck
Security
is
doesn't
this
get
man
their
talking
cut.
about?
But no hope or dream we have for America can succeed unless we stop the illegal immigrant invasion.
The little
Worst
illegal
invasion
immigrant
seen anywhere in
invasion.
the world. There's never been an invasion like this anywhere. Third world countries would fight with sticks and
There's
stones.
never been an invasion like this before.
The invasion at our southern border, we will stop it, and we will stop it quickly. You're
This
Tom
racist
Homan
piece of
yesterday.
shit.
Tom Homan, put him in charge and just sit back and watch.
What are you talking about? The people don't even know what to clap for because they don't know what he's saying.
Incredible. These guys, they really, their job is a lot easier if they don't have to do anything, but they want to. They're patriots. Brandon Judd, Border Patrol, ICE goes out. You have to see what ICE does with MS-13. You have these are probably the worst gang, and ICE goes in there. And I know a lot of people on these rows here, and they're very tough people, but they don't want to do this job. They'll go into a pack of MS-13 killers. They're the
A
worst,
pack.
probably the worst gangs in the world. We have thousands of them. Thousands and thousands out in
Thousands and
4 years.
thousands.
We moved them out, and it was a pleasure. But I would go right into a pack of these killers. And you see
A
fist
pack
bumping,
of
you
these
see
killers, like they're
everything flying,
dogs.
And then they take them, they put them in a paddy wagon. They take them back and they get them out of our country. And the other countries weren't accepting them back. And I called up and I said, tell them that we're not giving them economic aid anymore. And the next day I got calls from all of these countries that were terminated. Billions of dollars were spent in economic aid to countries that does us frankly no good. And the next day I was called by everybody. I couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't take your killers back that you sent in caravans into America. You won't take
Oh,
them
so
back.
now the other countries are sending caravans of killers.
Consideration to do it now. And within 24 hours, they were being taken back for years and years. When I first came in, they said President Obama tried to.
So you're saying for years they weren't sending Mexicans back to Mexico?
You couldn't take the buses at all, have to turn back. As soon as I said no more economic aid of any kind to any country that does that, they called back and they said, sir, it would be a great honor to take MS-13. We love them very much.
That's what they said.
We love them very much, sir. We'll take them though.
What is he fucking talking about?
The Republican platform is our pledge to end this border nightmare and fully restore the.
Here comes this dumbass. Look at this dumbass comment. So countries shouldn't have borders? Duh, duh, duh. You cool with our government sending billions of U.S. tax money overseas and border to security of Luther countries? Curious where you stand on that. I'd like to stop giving Israel $3.8 billion a year. But you don't hear that one getting talked about.
And by the way, and I think everybody as a Republican, as a patriot in this room, most Democrats, we want people to come into our country, but they have to come into our country legally.
If they're from the South. If they come from the North, it's okay.
Less than 4 years ago, I handed this administration the strongest border in American history.
The strongest border in American history.
On the chart, that
Now
saved
it's the
my life.
weakest
That was
border.
the chart that saved my life. I said, look it, I'm so proud of it. I think it's one of the greatest.
What?
It was done by the Border Patrol. One of the greatest charts I've ever seen. It showed everything just like that. You know the chart.
What the fuck does that even say?
Wow. Last time I put up that chart, I never really got to look at it.
Because you got shot. Why though? Why nobody talks about Israel $3 billion? Is Israel that scary and powerful? Yes.
Never get to look at it.
They've shown this chick like 4 times.
The blonde chick.
Yeah. This guy is an idiot.
This short, I was so proud of it, and by the time I got to there, I never got to see it that day.
That's not how that
But I'm
worked.
seeing it now, and I was very proud. And if you
His
look at the
his
yellow in the
his
bottom,
him
that's
telling
the
what
lowest
happened during the
level
shooting
of
is
heavy
not what
immigration.
happened.
That's the lowest level of illegal immigrants ever to come into our country in recorded history. Right
Oh
there.
my god. That's so stupid.
And that was the last week in office. And then you see what happened after I left. Look at the rest. And if you go out a little bit further, it's getting to be a little bit old. But I love it anyway, right? You can go much higher
What?
with those numbers. Look what happened right
Look
after
at
that.
look at how that
The
name is spelled
invasion
wrong.
began. We had the opposite. We stopped the invasion, but the invasion that we stopped was peanuts by comparison to what happened after I left. Look at what happened after I left. They took over our country.
They took over our
We shut down asylum fraud. We stopped human
Asylum
trafficking
fraud.
and forged historic agreements to keep illegal aliens.
They stopped human trafficking?
Want them to stay on their soil. Under the Trump administration, if you came in illegally, you were apprehended immediately and you were deported. You went right back. The current administration terminated.
So they couldn't take those jobs away from black people and Mexicans.
That are put in place to seal the border. I wanted a sealed border again.
A sealed border. You know a sealed border means we can't leave, right?
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Hundreds of thousands of
Wait.
people.
Years to come into our country. And now they see these people
Hundreds of
pouring into
thousands
our
of people.
country at levels that are unprecedented.
I guess we've forgotten about the invasion that was such a big deal just before COVID.
Wall construction ended, remain in Mexico. We had a policy, remain in Mexico. You think that was easy to get from the Mexican government? But I said, you must give it to us. If you don't give it to us, there will be repercussions, and they gave it to us. Not easy. Canceled our Safe Third agreements.
I don't even know what he's
Demolished
talking
Title
about.
42, implemented nationwide catch and release. That's catch and release where we catch them and release them into our country. We catch them and release them into Mexico. It was a slight difference. And took 93, this is the previous administration, 93 executive actions to throw open our border to the world. The entire world is pouring into our country
Oh
because
my
of this.
God, they're pouring
Very
in.
foolish administration. The greatest invasion in history is taking place right here in our country.
The greatest invasion in history.
Not just from South
Germany
America,
did
but from
invade
Africa,
Italy
Asia,
or
the Middle East.
this is
coming
a
from
good
everywhere.
They're coming not just from South America, from Africa and Asia too. Blacks and Chinese. They're just walking on over. He needs to stop talking. He's losing my vote. We're moving to Michigan. For God's sake, it's a business deal. Go to insane asylums.
You know, the press is always on me because I say this. Has anyone seen Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He'd love to have you for dinner. That's insane asylums. They're emptying out their insane asylums. And terrorists
What is he
are
talking
numbers
about?
that we've never seen before. Bad things are going to happen.
Is what's his name dead?
Crime rate is going up while
The guy that played Hannibal Lecter, he died? Yeah.
because they're taking their criminals and
Well, then what do you mean late great?
our country.
I fully admit that your ridiculous outrage against Trump. I fully admit that your ridiculous outrage against Trump, especially in the light of the Democrat alternative, makes me love Trump that much more.
Shepherd of the country. He says how well
If I have that much power over you, that's amazing.
and he said he's training all of these rough people that were
Thank you for admitting that I have that kind of power over you.
I've been reading about this for 2 years. I think, oh, that's wonderful. Let's take a look at it. But then I realized he's not training them. He's sending all of his criminals, his drug dealers, his people that are in jails. He's sending them all to the United States. And he's different in that he doesn't say that. He's trying to convince everybody what a wonderful job he does in running the country. Well, he doesn't do a wonderful job. And by the way, if I ran one of the countries, many countries from all over, I would be worse than any of them. I would have had the place totally emptied out already.
What?
But we become a dumping ground for the rest of the world, which is laughing at us. They think we're stupid. And they can't believe that they're getting away with what they're getting away with, but they're not.
The other countries think we're stupid.
That's what I can tell.
You know, I expect our president and those running for that office to have a certain level of class and dignity. And this man has none.
High crime.
What kind of leader gets up here and speaks like this?
Really a dangerous place, but not anymore.
It's weird how all these things like Venezuela and shit like that is coming back up. It hasn't been a thing since Trump was in office, and now the borders, Venezuela, all the, it's all coming right now.
In Venezuela, because it will be safe. Our cities will be so unsafe. We won't be able. We will not be able to have it there in El Salvador. Murders are down by 70%. Why are they down? Now, he would have you convinced that because he's trained murderers to be wonderful people. No. They're down because they're sending their murderers to the United States of America.
They're walking from
This
Venezuela.
is going to be very bad.
What is he talking about? He is just stoking the race fire over and over.
To launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
The problem with our country is the Mexicans.
Even larger than that of President
The Mexicans are coming taking the Mexican jobs.
From many years ago. You know, he was
Mexicans are coming
but he
taking
believed
Mexican and
very
black
strongly in
jobs.
orders. He had the largest
What?
deportation operation we've ever had. Just recently I spoke to the grieving mother of Jocelyn Nungary, a wonderful woman.
Wonderful woman.
A precious 12-year-old girl from Houston who
Precious.
From
Yeah,
Houston.
he said
was
that.
tied up,
Precious.
assaulted, and
Gross.
strangled to death after walking to a convenience store just a block away from her house. Her body was dumped near the side.
A block
of the
away from her
road,
house,
Shallow
huh?
Creek, found by some onlookers who couldn't believe what they had witnessed. Charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder are two illegal aliens from Venezuela who came across our border, were in custody, and were then released into the country by this horrible, horrible administration.
So
We have-
two guys killed a
I
girl.
also met recently with the
They were
heartbroken
caught
parents.
and then just released because they were Mexican.
That's
Rachel
Biden's
was a
fault.
37-year-old mom of 5 beautiful children who was brutally raped and murdered while out on a run. She wanted to keep herself in good shape. It was very important to her. She was murdered. The monster responsible first killed another woman in El Salvador before he was led into America by the White House. His White House let them in. He then attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles before murdering Rachel and Marilyn,
What are you talking about?
doing tremendous damage.
You know who kills more people than anybody in our country? White people.
She will never be the same. I've also met with the wonderful family of
Wonderful.
Lake and Riley, the brilliant 22-year-old nursing student. She was so proud of being first in her class.
You could totally tell he's reading right now.
Of the University of Georgia when she was assaulted, beaten, and horrifically killed. Yet another American life was stolen by a criminal alien set free by this administration. And these were incredible people we're talking about. These were incredible people who died. Tonight, America, this is my vow. I will not let these killers and criminals into our country.
How do you know which one's a killer and a criminal?
I will keep our sons and daughters safe. As we bring security to our streets, we will help bring stability to the world.
Now, isn't when this stuff, like, doesn't Biden have to get equal times on TV?
Started no new wars.
I knew who you saw this. Hungry, strong country run by very powerful, tough leaders. Tough guy. Press doesn't like him because of stuff. And he came out recently.
Who?
They were asking him in an interview. The whole world is exploding. What's happening? What's going on? Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, very tough man. He said, I don't want people coming into my country and blowing up our shopping centers and killing people. But they said to him, tell us what's going on, what's happening, what is it? He said, there's only one way you're going to solve it. You got to bring President Trump back to the United States because he kept everybody at bay.
So everybody around the world was scared of Trump, yet we're going to only worry about the United States.
But Victor Orban said of him. China was afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him. Nothing was going to happen. The whole world was at peace. And now the world
Not
is
true.
blowing up around us.
The whole world was in COVID.
You read about what's not going to happen.
Bullshit.
Under
He
President
had
Bush,
brought world peace.
Russia invaded Georgia.
Wasn't there all kinds of
Under
uproar in
President
France and
Obama,
shit? And
Russia took
during his
Crimea.
presidency?
Under the current administration,
We were almost at a worldwide revolution during Trump, and they shut it down with COVID.
took nothing.
That's what doesn't get mentioned. There were protests everywhere. The Yellow Vest movement, the Venezuelan protest, the China protest. Like, there was protests happening everywhere, and we were about to override it, but they locked us down.
Something that was said to take 5 years, sir. It'll take 5 years, sir. We did it in a matter of a couple of months. We have a great military. Our military is not woke. It's just some of the fools on top that are woke.
Or what? Woke, did he say? What?
I got along very well with North Korea, Kim Jong-un. I got along very well with them. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, yeah, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't it? See, in the old days, they said it's a wonderful thing. Now they say, how could you possibly do that? But now I got along with them, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea now. North Korea's acting up again, but
That's not what happened.
back, I get along with them. He'd like to see me back, too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth.
Oh, that was so funny.
Turned it into a planet of war. We're a planet of war. Look at that attack on Israel. Look at what's happening with Ukraine. The cities are just bombed out. How can people live like that? Where buildings, massive buildings are falling to the ground.
What?
It began to unravel with the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the worst humiliation in the history of our country. We have never had a humiliation like that. 13 heroic U.S. service members were tragically and needlessly killed. 45 others were horrifically wounded. Nobody ever talks about that. No arms, no legs. Face explosions. horrifically wounded.
Face
There was
explosions.
a man in this room who's running for the U.S. Senate from a great state, Nevada, named Sam Brown, who paid the ultimate price. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
I just don't even understand what he's saying. It's like he mentions bits and pieces of things, and then people.
Paid by anybody that is running for
Everything's
office,
an
and I think
inside
he's going to do
joke
great.
or an inside.
He's running against a person that is not good, not respected, a total lightweight. But Sam, I think, paid
A
really
total
well
lightweight.
for some of the senators that are working so hard for Sam. But he paid the biggest price of any senator ever to run for the Senate. I don't think anybody's ever what he did. He was a real hero, a really great person.
What are you talking about?
Gets out and votes for Sam Brown.
Sam Brown.
And we also left behind $85 billion worth of military equipment, along with many American citizens were left behind. Many American citizens, emboldened by that disaster, Russia invaded Ukraine. They saw this group of people that were incompetent. We took the soldiers out first. No, we're going to take the soldiers out second. If they would have followed my plan, we had a great plan. But the plan only kicked in if they did everything perfectly, and they weren't doing things perfectly. So we said it doesn't Afghan. You know, 18 months in Afghanistan.
What is he fucking talking about?
So they were killing them left and right, snipers. And I spoke to the head of the Taliban. You've heard this story. Abdul, still there, still the head of the Taliban. The press got on me. Why would you speak to him? I said, because that's where the killing is. I don't have to speak to somebody that has nothing to do with it. And I told him, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. You gotta stop. Because during the Obama...
And I told him, don't you ever do that again.
And soldiers, a lot of soldiers... Kim
Jong-un missed him, yes.
Going to be hit harder than anybody's ever been hit by a country before.
I said, don't do that. Don't you do that. If you do, we're going to hit you hard.
Understand, Your Excellency. Call me Your Excellency.
Oh, my God.
I wonder if he calls the other guy Your Excellency. I doubt it. The other guy gave him everything. I mean, what kind of a deal was that? He won't give him everything. Do you know that right now Afghanistan is one of the largest sellers of weapons in the world? They're selling the brand new beautiful weapons that we
gave
them. Think of it. He actually said to me, but why do you show me a picture of my home? I said, you'll have to ask your people or one of your wives. But he could figure it out.
What is he saying?
We had not one attack on an American soldier by the Taliban. 18.
I don't even know what the fuck he's saying. I'm not following it. I'm trying.
We had that horrible day where soldiers were killed. I was not there because of a ridiculous election. But we had that horrible attack. And they also gave up Bagram, one of the biggest bases anywhere in the world, air bases anywhere in the world, the longest runways, most powerful, ardent, thick runways.
What?
We gave it up. And I liked it not because of Afghanistan. I liked it because of China. It's 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. And you know who has it now? China has it now. We were keeping that. I know. And now China is likewise circling Taiwan, and Russian warships and nuclear submarines are operating 60 miles off the coast in Cuba. Do you know that? No, the press refuses to write about it. If that were me running this country and we had nuclear submarines in Cuba, I will tell you that the headlines every day would be, what's wrong with our president? You don't even hear this. You're not hearing about this. Russia has nuclear submarines and warships 60 miles away, Mr. Congressman, from Miami, by the way, happens to be here. Correct? In Cuba. And that would not be stood for somebody else. They don't want to mention it, but now maybe they will.
So what would you do? I thought you were buddies with Putin. Don't do that. Don't you do that. Or you will be paying a very big price. I'm gonna get you. All of these crazy whites and Jews just everywhere. How does everybody know what to start chanting at the right times? Almost like it's, you know, it's been practiced. Almost like it's rehearsed.
Will be over. I don't have wars. I had no wars other than ISIS, which I defeated, but that was a war that was started. We had no wars. I could stop wars with a telephone call. I could stop wars with just a telephone call. If properly stated, it would never start. We will replenish our military and build an Iron Dome missile defense system.
I thought we had a good
no
military.
enemy can strike our homeland. And this great Iron Dome will be built entirely in the USA. We're going to build it.
How? We get the technology from Israel.
In Wisconsin, just like I gave you that massive ship contract, and you're doing a very nice job, Governor, right? Thank you, Governor. And they're doing a great job. In fact, I had a little design change. We gave them a tremendous for essentially what we used to call destroyers. These are now the most beautiful. They look like yachts. I said we have to take the bow and we have to make it a little nicer and a little point at the top instead of a flat nose. And the people at the shipyard said, this guy sort of knows what he's doing. One of the most beautiful ships, right? Everybody
So
said,
now he's designing
it was
warships.
a big contract that everybody wanted. I gave it to Wisconsin, but we're going to have a lot of that built right here in the state of Wisconsin and all other states. Israel has an Iron Dome.
Because he's in
They have a
the law.
missile defense system. 342 missiles were shot into Israel, and only one got through a little bit. It was badly wounded. It fell to the ground, but most of them. And Ronald Reagan wanted this many years ago, but we really didn't have the technology many years ago. Remember, they called it Starship, Spaceship, anything to mock him. But he was a
No,
very
they
good
called it
president,
Star
very,
Wars.
very good.
This guy's a fucking idiot, man.
Unbelievable technology. And why should other countries have this and we don't? No, we're going to build an Iron Dome over a country, and we're going to be sure that nothing can come and harm our people. And again, from
Because we're in so much
economic
danger.
standpoint, we're going to make it all right here. No more sending it out to other countries in order to help. It's America first. America
We're gonna make the Iron Dome over America. Where would we get it from?
Innovation. And as we do, we will soon be on the verge of finding the cures to cancer, Alzheimer's disease. and
Now he's
other
curing
diseases.
cancer.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. You remember this?
Maybe we should shoot bleach in our arms.
One time I had to, because when you say the 10 worst, I had to do it. I didn't want anybody to be confused. But this man said, we're going to find a cure to cancer. Nothing happened. We're going to get to the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's and so many other things. We're so close to doing something great.
But Biden didn't do it. How are we close, but Biden isn't doing anything?
We will not have men playing in women's sports. That will end immediately.
He's a cowboy.
And we will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. So many things. And these police cops, when they go to look at the Washington Monument, they end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot. We will
By
be very
illegal
soon
immigrants,
very proud
I'm
of
sure.
our capital,
Well, it's the
again,
Venezuelan.
Washington, D.C.
Well, who are taking the jobs of the blacks who would normally be doing it?
Yeah.
America is on the cusp of a new golden age, but we will have the courage to seize it. We're going to take it. We're going
How
to
are
make
we
it
on the
count.
cusp
And
if it's
we
been the
will turn
worst?
this into a golden age like never seen
Never
before.
seen.
Do it. Japan wants to do it. All of these countries want to do it. We have to produce massive amounts of energy if we're going to produce the new. If you look at some of the things that have been done and some of the things that we're going to do, but AI needs literally twice the electricity that's available now in our country. Can you imagine? But instead we're spending places where they recharge electric cars. They built 8 chargers at a certain location toward the Midwest. 8 chargers for $9 billion. Think of them as a tank for filling up your gas. Think of it. They spent $9 billion on 8 chargers, 3 of which didn't work. And if you were going to do this all over our country, this crazy electric mandate, if you're going to do this, and by the way, I'm all for electric. They have their application. But if somebody wants to buy a gas-powered car, gasoline-powered car, or a hybrid, they're going to be able to do it. And we make that.
You know, gas isn't good. This guy is just going like, I swear, to pretend like you can understand what he's saying is just insane.
So to conclude,
Oh, good.
just a few short days ago, my journey with you nearly ended. We know that. And yet,
We know that.
here we are tonight, all gathered together, talking about the future, promise, a total renewal of a thing we love very much. It's called America. We live in a world of miracles. None of us knows God's plan or where life's adventure will take us. I want to
terrible
thank Franklin Graham for being here tonight. He's an outstanding man.
You just brought that guy up for what reason?
He wrote me a note recently. I have a lot of respect for him. Sir, I love your storytelling. I think it's great in front of these big rallies. But sir, please do me one favor. It won't make any difference. Please don't use any foul language. I was a little embarrassed. I said, he said, it won't make any difference. Actually, it does. The story's not quite as good, but I've been very good. The story is not quite as good, to be honest. I've got to have a little talk with Franklin, but he was great. He was a great gentleman.
What did you just say?
Billy Graham. My father used to love taking
Billy Graham? Okay, Billy Graham now.
Take me to see Billy Graham at Yankee Stadium.
This is in conclusion.
He was a good rally guy too. But he'd get up and he was a fantastic guy. My father loved Billy Graham. But I love Franklin Graham. I think Franklin's been fantastic, and I'm working so hard to...
Franklin Green, Billy Graham, Franklin Graham. Okay.
But if the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
So again, why didn't God talk to the shooter and be like, hey buddy, this isn't the right thing to do, long before he did the shooting?
The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been about me. It has always been about you. It's your movement. It's the biggest movement in the history
Oh yeah,
of our country.
the biggest movement in the history of our country by far. Not like slavery or
It can't be stopped.
anything like that.
It has always been about the hardworking, patriotic
It's
citizens.
definitely not about you.
For
No.
too long, our nation has settled for too little. We settled for too little. We've given everything to other nations, to other people.
Oh, God.
You've been told to lower your expectations and to accept less for your families. I am here tonight with the opposite message. Your expectations are not big enough. Not big enough.
Oh my God.
It is time to start.
Man, I love Trump. Those bold statements are giving me goosebumps. Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Relentless and fearless. We can do that. We are Americans.
Give me one.
Is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. But as long as our energies are spent fighting each other, our destiny will remain out of reach. And that's not acceptable. We must instead take that energy and use it to realize our country's true potential and write our own thrilling chapter of the American story. We can do it together. We will unite. We are going to come together. And success will bring us together.
I just can't. This guy is saying that the killers and asylums, those people are coming and taking jobs away from black people and Mexicans.
Devotion. It's unmatched devotion.
I just...
Our American ancestors crossed the Delaware, survived the icy winter at Valley Forge, and defeated a mighty empire to establish our cherished republic. They fought so hard, they lost so many. They pushed thousands and thousands of miles across a dangerous frontier, taming the wilderness to build a life and a magnificent home for their family. They packed
history teacher.
covered wagons, trekked across.
So they're putting his tractors on the side.
Uh-huh.
It's such a bad.
Oh yeah.
To stake their claim on the wide open, new, and beautiful frontier. When our way of life was threatened, American patriots marched onto the battlefield, raced into enemy strongholds, and stared down death. And stared down those enemies to keep alive the flame of freedom. At Yorktown,
What are you
Gettysburg,
talking about?
and midway they joined the roll call of immortal heroes. So many, just so many heroes, so many great.
I love how his deviations are when he goes, you know, he reads and then he goes, yeah, just so many of them. Like he's
Reading something and agreeing with it.
right. He's agreeing with something he's reading. That's what he keeps doing.
Not a bad thing. They saved our country.
Plus he has to give himself breaks from reading because he's so tired.
It was too fierce. Together these patriots soldiered on and endured.
What?
And they prevailed because they
What are you talking about?
ability
It doesn't even look like a regular piece of gauze. It looks like a piece of paper.
It looks like a pillow.
Just like our ancestors, we must now come together, rise above past differences. Any disagreements have to be put aside and go forward united.
Boy, it sure is convenient for him that he can push that narrative that we need to just forget people's past indiscretions and move forward. Isn't that convenient for him?
Tonight I ask for your partnership, for your support, and I am humbly asking for
To
your vote.
make America great
I
again.
don't do anything humbly.
Right. He doesn't know what humbly means.
Lower.
Nobody knows what humbly means, though.
Honor the trust you placed in me, and I will never, ever let you down, I promise.
He promised to never, ever let you down.
We've forgotten men and women who have been neglected, abandoned, and left behind. We will be forgotten no longer. We will press forward.
Who has been abandoned and forgotten and left behind?
Win.
I swear. Monte Carlo girl. So you, a girl, supports female or supports Trump.
Oh my God.
And again,
He took
everybody
the
just
rights
knows
of
what to
your own
say.
Body away from you. Fucking moron.
It's amazing how everybody keeps knowing what to say. Trump wants to give you more money for disability and child care with tax. No, he doesn't.
No.
Or he's saying that, but he's not saying how that's going to happen.
No matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles.
What's your issue with that? It's like you're not hearing this.
Glorious destiny, and we will not fail.
Oh, are you believing the politicians? That's cute.
But he's saying Trump wants to give you more money for disability and child care. Where are you hearing that?
Where will that
We
money
will usher
come
in
from?
the rich and wonderful tomorrows that our people so truly deserve. America's
He reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite.
bigger, better, bolder,
And when you
brighter,
end, say,
freer, greater
all your wildest dreams will come true.
than ever before.
Oh,
That was rough.
yeah. These idiots with the cheese on their head. They got suits on, but cheese on their head.
We will
YOU apostrophe RE. Mad at what? He's giving, not taking. What are you talking about? You can keep saying dumb shit, but you're doing the same thing he's doing.
United States of America, our great country. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Look at that psychopath.
President Trump addressing the convention. It is after midnight on the East Coast. Covering the terrain of
You keep saying what Trump's talking about. Yeah, where's Biden? What's Biden saying? Not a fucking thing. Yeah, Biden said plenty. You just didn't want to hear it. Are you a Biden? See it? It's amazing. Yet another Trump supporter proves the point. They can't actually say anything. Huh? He went to kiss her and she gave him the cheek. She doesn't even like this guy.
So this promise of a unified speech, there were some lines that were aimed at being unifying, but the speech as a whole,
Are you a Biden supporter? It's amazing. Look at that old goofy man.
context to some of what you just heard from the former
Look at that old goofy man.
election interference, talked about crime being rampant in American cities. The reality there, crime is at a 50-year low, even though a lot of folks
Right.
say that they feel that.
Crime is way lower than it's ever been.
The southern border, something that we hear at a lot of his rallies. If you look at the facts, and if you look at the crowd, they obviously ate all of this up. The question becomes, does it appeal to moderates? Does it appeal to independents? The reality is there was a lot of debate over getting a bipartisan border deal done.
Look at these women. They all look as fake plastic as they possibly could. Doesn't know you, LL. Guy doesn't like any of them. That's why I'm asking, what's your take on a good president? The first one to come out and say we need to stop giving money to Israel. There you go. that'll be my take on a good president. Otherwise, the idea of a presidency is fucking stupid. See, that's where you and I differ because you think the presidency is this real thing. It's not. These are actors put in place. These poor kids. These poor kids are up being forced to be here and stand in this bullshit. You think they look happy? Do those kids look happy? Look at this. Look at her. Look at her. Look at their faces. Oh, balloons! We like balloons! Yay, balloons! We like the balloons! Oh, it's so fun! Exactly. So, look at how many people have their cell phones out right now and are filming. And yet, none of those people were at the last thing filming, I guess, huh? The people are like, Jesus, could you stop dropping all these fucking balloons on us? Look at all those big empty seats at the top. You see that? Oh, the difference was the tone. You had to interrupt her. She always does. She has to be. Put those orange balls in your mouth. Ugh.
I was right here watching with all of the delegates, all the people on the convention floor, inside this arena here. At the beginning, he had them hanging on every single word. They were listening to the entire story of that assassination attempt. They were following.
This assassination story was goofy.
What he was saying. It was a long speech, as you've said. It was the longest, I think, ever of any convention of modern history. And there were at times.
It's the longest one ever.
But for the most part, I started asking people.
He won't say that.
They said they liked the speech. People acknowledged it was very long. Some people fell asleep that were around us.
People fell asleep.
Stood up the entire time, the full 90 minutes, watching him every step of the way, hanging on every word.
Look at all these idiots acting like they've never seen balloons before.
Mesmerized that first part of the speech, and by the end, he brought it home to people. You know,
Who the fuck is this guy singing?
back excited about what was happening, and just
Now they all stand here. Look at this guy is such a clown. The vice president is such a clown. One thing that pisses me off, all the social media people are in the US and never in Canada. I see bands and stacks of American money in Canada and never see a band of Canadian stack money. That ugly kid, man. Look at her face. I am a robot. I am not here right now.
He gets a different vantage point on the floor. Garrett, how did the speech go over where you were sitting?
How did it go over where you were sitting? They're waist deep in balloons. How much money do you think all those balloons cost?
I saw a lot of red eyes. The second half, I saw some closed eyes in the section that I'm in right now. Then with Brooke, from North Carolina here, you were enraptured in the first part of the speech. Tell me what you thought about
Enraptured.
Well, I mean, honestly, it was the most amazing speech I've heard from him. He's subdued now after last week. I really believe there's been a transformation. I think the spirit.
Because he didn't say Joe Biden's name.
And the people here feel that. Franklin Graham came out and gave an incredible prayer for him, prayer for our nation, which is exactly what we need.
Almost all of them.
Fundamental restoration.
All the ones that kind of look like him, with the same, except for the vice president.
No, the Barrett.
friends and neighbors back in North Carolina who aren't
Where's
so on
Barrett?
him right
Is he
now.
up there?
So, you know what? I see North Carolina, that we will hand it to North Carolina, we will hand it to Donald Trump handily. And I think other states, you would be surprised to see, even some very deep blue states are going to go for Donald Trump because you know why?
Is that Barron on the
Their
end?
budgets have
No,
been
Barron's right there.
They know that they have
That's not
contributed
Barron.
jobs to what's been coming over in our border. The tsunami over our border has been affecting not just the
They don't look like they like each other at all.
community in the United States. And Americans are tired
When Trump was asked what he was going to do about fentanyl and the opiate epidemic, 3 separate times he refused to answer.
Can't bring it up at all tonight, right?
Donald Trump tonight. He talked about that chart and the idea that he just
Look at these idiots just acting like I've never seen a balloon before. Oh my god. The balloons have been dropped for 5 minutes and they're still hitting them around like it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. Look at all the balloons.
That's Little Baron? No, it's not.
What is she? What? Look at his kids. His kids look like the vice president to me. They all look the same. And then there's Kushner, one of the most evil fucking men up there.
Family on stage here, coming out in many ways, the starting point of the last stretch of the campaign.
Look at how empty the place is. Everybody left.
Tonight, the speech that former President Trump delivered to an audience that really felt tonight as true believers. This is his party, this is his state, make that clear. But what is also clear is that those calls for unity that he suggested continues to have that.
What? Whoa, did you see that shift in her face real quick?
That is not Baron. His face.
Yes, it is.
That's one that, what's her name, Melania had?
Yes. How would the president of the United States not, how does he not automatically become the incumbent this time? I'm so confused about that. He's the president. He doesn't have to win that bid from his party. And nobody's going to mention the fact that the coat was spelled wrong, right? Who are they trying to appeal to here? Gee, I wonder who they were trying to appeal to. I'm threatening Lester Holt and 4 ugly chicks. One was a Podesta, I believe. Can I see the remote?
So tonight, with faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
As you just saw live right here at Local 4, former President
Thank
Donald
you.
Trump accepts the nomination of what appears
Thank
to be
you.
a unified Republican Party 5 days after a gunman tried to
Gunman.
assassinate him. It is the RNC grand finale as former President Trump formally accepts his party's nomination for the 3rd time in under a decade.
So your news station in your area is probably saying the exact same thing. Don't you think that's weird?
Very week, of course, in politics, including President Biden's diagnosis of COVID, as pressure continues to mount for him.
What? Biden has COVID now? Come on.
Back around.
Of course it is. Did he say it was going to? They're so stupid. They can't come up with new shit. So now they're just bringing the exact same thing back up.
Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at the rally Saturday.
It wasn't an assassination. Well, I guess it was. He is a former president. The speech was rewritten. So the speech for this was written more than 5 days ago?
Yeah.
Making a rare appearance Trump family.
Why is Melania so rare to see?
Presidential nominee, Ohio Senator
Ugh.
J.D. Vance.
Ugh.
For President's son Eric sharing a personal.
Oh, that's Eric?
Yeah, that's not Barry.
In a moment
That was
of
his-
showmanship, famed WWE.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Friends, strength,
My hero, that gladiator, we're gonna bring America back together.
the show of
So when I'm telling you that it's all WWE, that's not enough.
At the top of the Democratic ticket, the new Republican running mates hoping to ride this night's energy through the final months of a presidential campaign.
So then where's
like
Barron?
no other.
That's
The
what I was
theme of
asking.
this convention has been
You think?
unity, and there's
You
no
think
question
maybe
the
she's?
Republican Party leaves here
You think?
united. The question is how that translates across the country
Horseface.
at a time of such divisive politics. In Milwaukee, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Alice Barr.
Alice, and a good reminder, former President Trump
Another
and
bar.
presidential nominee J.D. Vance are going to make their first campaign stop together in Michigan. They'll be in Grand Rapids on Saturday.
God, I wish I could be there.
Mentioned, Democrats are calling on President Biden to reconsider running for a second term. The president is self-isolating in
Jesus
Delaware
Christ.
with COVID. Sources close to the president say Biden's world is bracing for the possibility that he may drop out of the race. Democrats, including former President Obama, say the president needs
This
to seriously
is
consider whether he wins.
insane.
Also say former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi privately told President Biden polling shows he cannot beat Donald Trump. After days of deliberations, the jury offers a split verdict in the Samantha Wool murder trial, and tonight her
Oh
family
my
is
God.
speaking out, saying justice
Oh, Samantha
has
Wool.
not yet been served. It comes after the jury delivered a split verdict in the trial of Michael Jackson Bolanos, the man charged with
The guy that wasn't there, they changed. Oh my God, this is what I was talking about.
File charges. Jacqueline Francis shows us what happened and how the family is reacting.
A deadlocked jury is not what anyone wanted. After
Who
6
put
weeks,
this
the city
dumpy
court
broad
watching
on?
this trial, Samantha Wool's family could have to go through that all again. Here's what
So
they said.
this guy wasn't even like he shouldn't be in there. They literally changed everything
The
to.
mixed verdict is read. Samantha Wool's family is responding, saying, quote, "We are stunned and deeply saddened by
He
the
okay.
outcome
So
of this trial.
the this whole story is bullshit. I've actually done videos about this.
Deliberations, the jury found Bolanos not guilty of first degree
Of course.
premeditated murder, and were deadlocked, meaning no verdict was reached on the first degree felony murder and first degree.
He wasn't
felony
there. They
charges.
can't prove he was there.
Attorney gave his reaction.
Frustrated. We feel that the jury should have came back with a not guilty on the felony murder and also the home invasion first degree. They got it right on the premeditated murder, but conscience believe that should have been acquitted on those also.
The jury did find Bolanos
He wasn't
guilty
there.
on the charge of concealing facts or misleading police, which he as much as admitted to while on the stand.
If there's not reasonable doubt in a case like this, where will there be reasonable doubt?
Criminal defense attorney Lillian Diallo was in court when the verdicts were read, afterwards giving us her thoughts live in studio.
You want to do anything? Hey, don't convict him when we have so many different factors. We have a boyfriend that confessed, was given immunity, was never charged with lying to the police. What do you need immunity for if you did nothing? Sure. This is an outrageous
Wait,
case, though.
the boyfriend. Remember when I said it's gonna be that her boyfriend or her husband or something did it, but then the story will just disappear? I literally said that.
Hopeful that a decision could be reached today, but we will press on for justice for the Walls and will determine our
Justice for the Walls, not for the guy that's being railroaded.
Trial hearing is set for next week, and that's when the prosecutor will say whether she's willing
That is
to take this
one of the
to
ugliest
trial
butts I've ever seen
again
on you.
those two charges that the jury was hung on. So far,
So,
Bolanos has only been
the Jewish
convicted of
judge
lying to police, and that was
made the charges higher than they should have been.
In the meantime, we do have Samantha Wool's family's full statement on our website, forgotdetroit.com. Reporting in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Right, Jack?
Oh my God, that is just.
Drive-by shooting in Detroit. It happened on Elmira Street.
So
8 Mile Road and
so
investigators said someone inside.
the security system she had said that somebody was in her house, and he was picked up. I think it was a quarter mile away from, or no, 3/4 of a mile away from her house, like 45 seconds later. So he would have had to kill her, this, that, and the other, get out of the house and get a 3/4 of a mile down the road. He had no blood on him, like everything about that case is fucking fucked.
God damn it.
But because he's a Jew, or she was a Jew, there has to be somebody to pay for it. And again, what, her boyfriend confessed and was given immunity? What the fuck does that mean? Her boyfriend confessed and was given immunity. Huh? This is fucking crazy. Anyway, tomorrow then, pedophiles, kill yourself.